Hey, so Kreatives has quadrupled in the last month, and I know there are a lot of new faces. Most of you I don't personally know, and I'm not sure how many of you know me or my family. So I want to take a moment and tell my story about my family, my business, and my standards. It may bring a little backlash or disagreement, but hey, that's not why I'm here. I can respect your side, so I hope that you can respect mine. First, I want to talk about my family. My name is Stephen Keeling, and I've been married to my college sweetheart Jen for over 5 years now. We have 3 children, our son Julius, our daughter Sydney, and another one on the way. Our son Julius is 4. He's my little twin in every way. He's currently into anything cars, dinosaurs. He's obsessed with The Greatest Showman. He is also our little model for anything kid-sized, but as soon as you get a camera in his face, he gets shy, he gets quiet, he just stops talking. Our second child is our daughter Sydney Jane. She's our precious angel. For those of you unaware, Sydney was stillborn at 38 weeks. We went in for our last pregnancy checkup, and the week before our due date, and they were unable to find a heartbeat. To say that our lives have been forever changed is probably an understatement. The grace and love we felt through that time, though, was pleasantly overwhelming. And if you'd like to know the entire story, we've got our blog on our website, Even If. It has my side, it has Jen's side of our story, our life that we went through. Our third child is currently in the oven baking. We're about 3 months away from our due date, late April, first week of May. So it's getting very exciting. We have no clue if it's a boy or a girl, but we know it's a healthy baby. It's definitely a wild one. It's always kicking. So stick around for excitement in May and April. Find out with us. Find out what it is. Find out what the name is. So we're super excited for that. Second, I want to take a little time to talk about me personally. Every morning this week, I've been listening to podcasts and sharing stories and videos on Instagram and Facebook. And the encouragement and lessons learned through those has been amazing. One of the biggest challenges or motivations has been for me to be myself and to just be unapologetically and truthfully me. So here's my side of life. First off, I'm a Christian. I believe God created the world in 6 days and He rested on the 7th. He created one man, one woman, and defines marriage as a man and a woman for a lifetime. I believe that the Bible is God's holy word and that it is the standard for Christians' life. I believe the Holy Trinity, God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Spirit. There is one God, a literal place called hell, and the only one way to heaven. That's because man sinned, and eternal death in hell is the penalty for this sin. This means we're no longer worthy of salvation or heaven, but God sent His Son Jesus to earth to pay for that sin. He was beaten, spit upon, tortured, and crucified on a cross. He took on the sins of the world, every sin, both yours and mine, and then He died on that cross. He paid the penalty for sin with His life, but He didn't stay dead. 3 days later, He rose from the grave. He conquered death. He conquered sin. He paid for your life and mine with His blood on Calvary. Now He stands at the right-hand side of God the Father in heaven, waiting to come back for His children. The point of the story, though, is that it doesn't matter how good you are, what you have done in life that gains you salvation. Instead, all you have to do is believe on Jesus Christ and that He paid that price so that you could have salvation. It seems so simple, and as a human, our first reaction is to cast doubt and to think that there's some other way that we can go to heaven on our own. The key, though, is simplicity. God wants all to come to Him in salvation and to believe in Jesus Christ. If He didn't, then He wouldn't have made it so simple. You just believe. The second thing I wanted to say is that I'm a proud American. As you can see, I've got my flag behind me because I'm a Christian and I'm a firm pro-life believer. And in today's world, political parties are a joke. So I'm not going to try and classify myself as a Republican because all Republicans have different views. It's the same as Democrats. Everyone's different. Instead, I'd rather discuss what I stand for. As I said, I am pro-life, pro-gun, legal immigration, I oppose same-sex marriage and am God-fearing and believing. The thing with my beliefs, though, is that they're mine. They may not be your same beliefs. That doesn't mean I can't love you as a person, though. I don't have to think the same way you do or feel the same way you do on different topics. I think that in a way, each side or each party is just wanting the same thing. You may dislike guns and the Second Amendment and believe in some way that taking away the right to bear arms will benefit our country. I personally don't. I support the Second Amendment. The problem I have is that when I stand up for my right as an American to support my Second Amendment, it becomes an issue, and I have to remain quiet. See, the thing with having a Second Amendment means there must be a first. And that First Amendment has to do with free speech. So while you have your views and I have mine, we both have the right to free speech and to believe in whatever we want to. So I stand for my flag. I respect my country. I honor those who have fought and died for it, and I'm not ashamed to tell otherwise to suck it. It's my country. You don't like it, leave, or at least shut up. Most of the ones with the issues anyways are the ones here illegally. I know it's hard, and I know that it's even harder to be approved to enter this country legally. America's strict, man. My wife's Canadian. You would think after us dating for 4 years in college, they would be a little easier. But no, we went through the same tests, the same questionnaires, the same hard trial of gaining legal alien green card status. And that stuff ain't cheap either. So I get that it's hard, but at the same time, if you can't handle the cost or the test of coming here illegally, then certainly don't think you have the right to tell me how to live in my country and in my life. Finally, there's the issue of pro-life. I figure while I'm at it upsetting everyone on all the other topics, might as well nail this one too. I don't believe in pro-choice. You made your choice already, that's why you're pregnant. God sanctified life at conception. He didn't sanctify it at 6 weeks or at 26 weeks or even at birth. He sanctified life at conception. After our daughter was stillborn at 38 weeks, the amount of women and families that came to my wife and I was eye-opening. Unless you've been through it, you can't imagine the feeling of hopelessness and emptiness you have after a miscarriage or stillbirth. Even if it's in the first trimester, you're already planning and the excitement is building for this new life that started, and for it to just be gone like that. I mean, it leaves you feeling empty. And I say that to say there are other families and mothers in this world that could love and care for your baby. Abortion's just the quick way out of your problem, and in today's world, that's all we want is quick. I want to order something online and have it here tomorrow, or I want a refund. So don't take the easy way out on someone else's life. Abortion is murder. It's the same as taking your parents, your cousins, your siblings, your friends, and having them killed because it's an inconvenience to you. That's a real life person living inside you, and you're murdering it through pro-choice abortion. And all I think about is to reverse a liberal company's quote, just don't. So as I've talked about my life, my family, my stands and beliefs, the third and last thing I wanted to harp on was my personal life, that I'm a husband and a father. I love my wife with everything I have and pray every day that I can raise my children to love God and people as much as or more than I do. I believe that God has joined my wife and I together in a union that lasts for a lifetime, no matter what. Divorce is just a nasty word Satan put into our vocabulary to again give humans an easy way out. God didn't create divorce. He didn't say that when it gets hard, you give up. Marriage is impossible without him. You're two completely different people giving every bit of comfort up in order to be closer to another person. A good marriage isn't perfect and doesn't have boundaries or secrets or even split bank accounts. It's a daily task of each person giving 100% in order to grow and strengthen as one. My second love is my children. I would have never thought in a lifetime that I'd be a father of an angel. And I always think of the movie Interstellar, where Matthew McConaughey is sent on a mission to space to to find this other world because Earth is dying. And the entire movie's amazing, but I always go back to the ending where he reunites with his daughter again after what to him seemed like a couple years, but on Earth was actually 70 or 80 years. It's kind of like Inception if you've ever seen that movie, but the one phrase his daughter tells him is that he needed to go and leave because no parent should ever have to watch their child die. I don't know why this movie always comes to mind, and I don't know why it's that scene, but I know that it's the truth. I don't wish this experience on my worst enemy in a million years. I would pray that no parent would ever have to grieve the loss of a child, but through that loss, there's comfort and healing. There's a piece of you that may never be filled, but that can be used to comfort or help others in that same situation. I think even now we have friends right now that if it hadn't been for my daughter, they probably would have never shared the traumatic point that they're at right now. They're pregnant, and instead of just finding out the gender at 20 weeks, they too found out that the baby only has one heart chamber and that neither kidney functions, and doctors are pretty sure and pretty set that it's going to be a stillbirth and there's nothing that can be done. But you know what? She's at, I think, week 22 now, I believe, and the baby's heart's still beating, it's still living, it's still growing, and that's because we serve a great God, and He can perform miracles that we could only imagine. So I ask that you pray for this young family and couple. I'm not going to give names, I don't give details, because that's not my spot. But just pray for them, pray for their baby, pray that it'll continue. And while I am a father to an angel in heaven, I am also a dad to a 4-year-old nut of a son. We have one on the way, but I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, so I'm also a dad to an it right now. We'll find out soon. But as for my son, though, I said before, he's the spitting image of me. And the scariest part is that I'm the spitting image of my dad, so there's kind of triplets in my family. We're just born in 3 different generations. So I believe that as a father, I have the biblical duty to train him as God would have parents train their children. That doesn't mean that I'd abuse the kid or beat him. But to say that he gets a spanking or punished for disobeying is a fact. It's the rod of correction, as the Bible puts it. And I believe without it, you're training a whiny brat. Case in point, walk through Walmart next time and just look around. You'll see the 5-year-old with a brand new iPhone that he's got in his hand, scrolling through, and a 10-year-old whining for the new toy that he can't have, so he's crying about it and pitching a fit. Or you find the 20-year-old standing behind the register complaining that he only gets minimum wage and has to work for it. I mean, spoiled, whiny brats. My kids are not going to be that way in their generation. They may stick out like a sore thumb from the world, but that's exactly what God wants and what I want. To be different from the world. Not be absent, but different. So while you may not agree with my beliefs, they're still my beliefs. You believe what you want to and stand for what you want to, and I'll do the same. We can respect one another, we can love one another, even if we believe different things. So I've talked about my family, I've talked about my stand, but the last part I wanted to cover today is about my business, Keeling Kreatives. That's kind of the whole reason this video is being shared, is so that you, the consumer, know exactly what kind of company you're supporting. I believe that you live like it depends on God, but work like it depends on you. God's in full control, and He can say if my business will be successful or not. But if all I do is sit on the couch and expect Him to finish my projects or my orders, then of course I'm gonna fail. I have to work as hard as possible as if it were all depending on me, so that God can in turn bless and do as He sees fit with my business. I also believe you have to love what you do in order for it to be great, and I love what I do. It all started as just a simple graphic design idea to make logos and flyers for churches in the hopes of maybe working at a church or firm full time. However, in 2016, we moved back to Alabama with my family, and my dreams changed. I didn't want to limit myself to one type of firm or one type of job. Neither did I want to limit it to simple graphics or logos. So in came the vinyl. I wanted a way to design something, but in turn it into something tangible, something you could touch, you could feel, you could use. And I'm still learning what all my machine can do, and as I continue to grow and learn, so does my business. It started with just a simple logo, printing it several times to see what vinyl actually did and what it stuck to on different items. Then it grew to making coffee mugs and little glassware items. But then a friend showed me some heat transfer vinyl and it expanded into t-shirts. I mean, no more buying expensive shirts that last a year or two and you turn them into a shop rag or a cleaning towel. That's what my old shirts turned into. But I could actually make my own t-shirts, find the quality shirt I wanted to make something comfortable, durable, and custom to every person. Most recently, our new expansion has been into cards, our Valentine's cards, and paper projects that I've got in my mind with the cutting tool on my machine. And while I'm still learning the realm of that business and that part of it, I am excited to show our newest projects and growth on the 1st of February. Basically though, all of that to say, here at Keeling Kreatives, we do custom pieces for anyone on anything. We don't have that specific niche they say to stick to. I don't like doing what everybody else is doing, obviously, so I don't want to say that we only do shirts or we only do decals or only mugs. But if you need it precisely done with high quality, fully customized at a fair price, then that's what we do. We don't create cookie cutter items that you buy one, your neighbor buys one, and now you have a matching pair. We create custom pieces and every single item is different and unique. And that's just what we're about. So I know I gave you a lot of information today, and there's probably some of you that hate me now and will unfollow, but so be it, I guess. I'm not here to piss anyone off or to step on anyone's toes. I'm just here to share my heart, my passion, and to be unapologetically truthful with you. I hope you see that, and I hope that if you have any questions, comments, concerns, issues, problems, anything, reach out to me. I'm here. I'm a real person, and I'd be happy to interact with you and talk with you and discuss whatever it is. So I'll leave you with these 3 thoughts. 1, be you. Be unapologetically you, no matter what. 2, love people. No matter what, kindness kills. Love people. And 3, there's 100% chance that you will fail at whatever you're doing. The question is, will you get back up and try again? So those are my 3 thoughts. I love you and thank you for watching and listening. I can't wait to share our future as a business, as a family, and in life, our future with you. Bye.